Welcome to this overview of the Hitchin Girls School Physics course. In this short video we can take a look at the course, look at what's in it, how it's assessed, your bridging project. We're going to start off with a look at the entry requirements of this course. Physics, just like any other subject, Hitchin Girls School has entry requirements. There are two specific ones for the physics course. Specifically, we ask you that you could get a grade 6 in triple or grade 7/6 in double. There is a little bit of flexibility in that double requirement if you've done very well in the physics strand, but less so in the biology and chemistry strand. And additionally, we ask that you can actually pass your GCSE maths with at least a grade 6. These entry requirements exist because we don't want people to take this course and then find it really difficult and be in a condition where they're not sure they're going to pass after a couple of weeks. These entry requirements are set at the level at which we have historically seen people will pass the course if they have successfully achieved that in their GCSEs. In terms of that, though, what else is in the course? The year is split into two courses. The course is split into 2 years. In the first year, it's much more foundational. We take a look at everything you've done in your GCSE and take you to depth. We take you to much greater depth than you did. We use the maths that you've learned in your GCSE to show you, well, how does it really work? The second year, flowing on from that, then looks at the applications. We head towards the limits of human understanding. We look, for example, in cosmology at questions like, well, where did the universe come from? Why are we here? We take a look at a whole variety of different things, including, for example, medical physics, looking at how you can use the physics that you've learned in terms of diagnosis, scanning, and understanding what's wrong with patients without actually having to cut them open with a knife. That's an overview roughly of what's in it. You can browse this presentation and have a look into detail. The course is assessed in two ways. There is a set of 3 examinations at the end of the 2 years, a total of around about sort of 6 and a bit hours of exams. Those grade you from A star through to E. There is, however, additionally a practical certification that goes through the entire course, and it's not pass-fail. So, for example, the practical certification looks like this. There are 12 practicals we will do. We'll do lots more than 12, but there are 12 specific practicals on which you will be assessed as you go through. And as long as you demonstrate practical competency, that is, you can actually do the practical, you don't burn the lab down or cause any other illnesses or disease or disaster on the way, you should pass the practical component. It's rewarded as a pass-fail at the end of the course. That's how it's assessed. If you are interested in doing this course, you obviously need to do a bridging project. Our bridging project consists of 4 tasks, and each of the tasks looks at one unique way in which one unique thing you're going to need to do as part of this A level. Okay, it's important to stress, don't forget your GCSE. Please don't just park your GCSE and think, oh, I did that, don't need to worry about that again. The 4 tasks are as follows. So we ask you to first of all do some research. We ask you to research and look at a couple of a selection of different things and be able to create something called Cornell notes. It's described in the guidance. It allows you, it's a way in which you can record what you have done in a proper way, because there's nothing worse than getting to the end of a course and having a load of scribbled bits of paper with words on that you don't know what they mean. A second task, it looks at data and graphs. It's a recap of your GCSE. It's not that difficult, but it highlights some of the key skills that you learnt in your GCSE maths and GCSE science that you're going to need in the first few weeks. That one we'll take in the first few days, and we'll assess. The third task looks at symbols and prefixes. There's a list of about 25 symbols and prefixes. That's like centimetre, millimetre, through to more obscure ones, so power and watts and all sorts of things. And we ask you to learn them, because you're going to be using them all the time. And one of the most common things that happens towards the end of year 12 and 13 is a question that says such and such so is so many nanometers. And if you don't know what a nanometer is, you can't do the question no matter how much physics you've learned. So we ask you to learn them. We will test you in the first week. And finally, task 4 is a presentation task. Normally we'd ask you to go somewhere or try to find something or go explore something in your summer holidays. That's probably not possible this year, but we've replaced that with some virtual opportunities and so on. And we're going to ask you to present to the rest of the cohort what you have found when you return, because presentation, even an explanation and communication are very important skills for your AS and A level in physics. That's an overview of the entire course. This presentation exists in much more detail also on the same website, and if you have any questions, do email me. My email is on the presentation.